Welcome to Rising Tides Live. I'm your host, Sean Walchef. This is a Cali BBQ Media production. We believe that a rising tide lifts all ships. We're grateful for this community. We've been doing these live shows for over, I think it's like 5 years now. Multiple platforms, LinkedIn, what's up? YouTube, hi, Instagram, nice to see you. We would love for you to join us on stage today. We're talking about holiday hospitality. So if you have a story about hospitality that you've experienced recently or a historic story that we should know about, please share it. I just got back from New York City as well as Nashville. It's been a busy month for me and the Walchef Wolfpack, but I experienced some incredible holiday hospitality that I will share on the show. But more importantly, let's bring the community up. If you're watching this, if you're listening to this, please join us. You can go to betheshow.media/rising tides. We believe that your story matters. The more people that we have on stage, the better the stories. So let's go ahead and start with my friend who's driving in the California fog. His name is the Troy Hooper. Troy, what is up? Who are you? What are you building? Please drive safely and tell us a holiday story, a hospitality story.
Thanks, Sean. Yeah, it's marine layer. It's above us, so roads are clear, but yeah, foggy and gloomy here in SoCal today. Phone's mounted, so don't be worried about me driving. Just headed down to have a really big prospective franchisee meeting for Pepper Lunch here in Irvine, California today. I'm the CEO of Hot Palate America. That's the parent company of Pepper Lunch Restaurants. We have 555 stores now worldwide. We had just opened Honolulu, Hawaii, our first store in Hawaii.
Can we stop real quick? When you took over as CEO, was it 503 or 512? What was the number?
No, we had 369. We've built 180 stores in 32 months.
Really?
Yeah, we had 369.
In the U.S. or is this international?
No, that's global. That's global.
Okay.
Yeah, so we now have 11 stores in the U.S. We have 17 under construction, about 34 leases. We got 120 stores under active development across 8 states in the United States.
The best part about it is Troy's been telling these stories since the very beginning, before he was ever hired from Pepper Lunch Restaurant. Troy, you are a shining example for this community. Thank you.
Stop it.
Nay,
so
got to give flowers when flowers are due, my friend.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, I get plenty of crap from you, so might as well take some flowers.
No, you might as well take. Like, I'm trying to give you a compliment. I'm usually throwing you under the bus.
I don't take compliments really well. Just out here hustling like every one of us. Yeah. Holiday hospitality. You know, it goes both ways. I try to give without expectation. I try to recognize when nice things or extra things are done. Try to make sure everybody gets a Christmas card and, gifts go out as much as I can. But I'll tell you, on the small level, what we all should do, if we have the ability, it comes down to what you're able to do and what you can afford. But, I got my hair cut last night. The same lady cuts my hair, my son's hair, does a great job. We always request her, and so, this is the last haircut before the new year, holidays coming up. So, I gave her a $50 tip, and that's just, if you can do it, you do it. If you can give the extra few bucks, double the tip, whatever that is, do it, and, I'm trying to remind myself to get to, like, when I go to Starbucks, buy 10 $5 cards and just give those out to restaurant workers or the grocery checkout clerk or, whoever, the grocery bag or whatever. Just, try to spread a little extra love and joy and attention. I go to the same Chick-fil-A, I don't know, somewhere in the neighborhood of 9 to 12 times a week, and they know me very, very well. And so I'll get an extra brownie, which I don't care for necessarily, or a chocolate chip cookie, which I give to my kid. But, if you're in the restaurant business, can you drop a peppermint stick, a peppermint cane in the bag with a little note? Can you do little things, tiny little cheap, inexpensive, no cost things, to show your customers, your vendors, that you appreciate them. All of my vendors are going to get a bottle of wine. I do that. My lawyers and my accountants and my insurance broker, they all get a bottle of wine because I'm known as the wine guy. But, do what you can. But the little things are what matters most, not the big things. That's my story around hospitality at the holidays.
I love it. Thank you, Troy. We appreciate you. Joyce, welcome to the show. Thank you for being here. Can you unmute and take 60 seconds? Who are you? What are you working on? And tell us a story about holiday hospitality.
Oh, okay. Well, I founded Synergy Food and Beverage Consulting. I started as a server about 42 years ago. So my last role within the system was the vice president of operations for a restaurant chain. Now I'm looking to give back a little bit and help the new generation not have to fall as hard as I did. Give them some pointers on what to avoid. So that's basically what I'm working on now. I'm actually turning my library into a book.
Amazing. Very cool. Can you share a story about holiday hospitality that's been memorable for you?
I think one of the things that made me successful in my marketing adventures in hospitality was that I kept it going all year. So they knew I appreciated them. But I think at the holiday season, there's a lot of people that work in hospitality, and I was one of them, that are alone. It's a hard industry to be in and have relationships and families. So I realized that when I was really young, because I started seeing so many people that didn't have a place to go on on the holidays. So I always had something at one of the venues, whether it was a restaurant. I did this once at Cal State University, believe it or not. We had all those students with no family in town. So I have a big blowout, and everybody's invited, and those that can afford to pay. The ones that can't, somebody else sponsors them. So everybody gets fed. So that's what I do every year. So
amazing. Well, thank you so much, Joyce, for joining us. Reminder to the community, please follow each other on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on all the platforms. We have a LinkedIn channel. We have a Slack channel. We like to support each other no matter what you're building, why you're building it. Joyce, really happy to have you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you.
Of course. Elizabeth Doss, you're up. Who are you? What are you working on? And tell us the story.
Sure. So my name is Elizabeth Doss. I am a social media content creator and social media manager, as well as creating animated GIFs for brands and businesses to be searchable in the funnest place online, which is the GIF search bar. I'm a verified artist with Giphy. My GIFs have been viewed over 6 billion times, and I help brands and businesses get seen in that little area of the universe. So I would be remiss if I did not shout out my grandparents. And it was a couple of years ago that I realized this story. So my husband and I have been married for 20 years this last September, and realizing that my life is a Hallmark movie. So my grandparents had a Christmas tree farm in West Virginia for 40 some years. And we moved away to West Palm Beach, Florida when I was a little kid. So that's where I grew up, was in Florida. And but I would come back to visit, and there was a boy on that farm that would come by that I ended up marrying. And so I love to say, somebody's like, you should write that story. I'm like, it has been written. Every single Hallmark movie is that story. So I can't keep telling it. But
wait, so he came to buy a tree from you?
No, so he went to church with my grandparents.
Okay.
And he would come and hunt on the Christmas tree farm, and he got his first deer there. So he knew my grandparents. And my mom and his parents were in youth group together way back when, but we moved away, so it wasn't until we came back and became friends and such.
Amazing.
So anyway, but my grandparents were always so gracious, especially with that part of their lives. especially loving on single moms and families that didn't have much. They would make sure that if they wanted a tree, they got one. But one line that Grandpa drew in the sand is when people would come in the middle of the night and steal Christmas trees. He was not a violent person. He did have a shotgun, but it did not. I don't think it ever worked. I don't think he ever shot it. Like he just like it was there for show. And he came out, and there were some guys. They were cutting down a tree, and they're like, "Oh, we just thought this was like a forest." He was like, "You mean they grow in a straight line, and like there's they happen to be in the shape of Christmas?" And he knew who this guy was anyway. But so he brings him inside, sets him down, and he calls the police. Well, he drops he had a German Shepherd. Her name was Delilah. And she was so old at this point, she had no teeth, but he would be like, "Down, killer, down." Anyway, but anyway, he called the police, and he accidentally dropped the one bullet that he had. It's like a Barney Fife situation. And the guy like picked it up and like handed it back to my grandfather. Anyway, we love to laugh about that. But around our house, Christmas time was all about making sure that everybody felt loved. My father's pastor for years, so we would always collect the extra people and make sure that they had a good Christmas as well. And so that hospitality, just like Miss Joyce was talking about, is that just kind of opening up your eyes. Same with Troy, talking about just like open up your eyes just a little bit and kind of think past your own peripheral stuff. So my mom this morning, her hospitality was she had to go to the doctor's office. So she made them a dessert with and then brought punch cups and that they could keep in the back in the office area and share, with everybody. But what this is not why she does it, but what that does is they remember her, but they also make sure she gets her questions answered, her other things. And she does this all the time with all of the things. But my last thing is I wanted to mention this because tonight, my sister, they're doing their office Christmas party. So when you talk about hospitality, it's not just clients and it's not just that, but including your employees and stuff. Although she started calling her boss Mr. Fezziwig from Charles Dickens because he's wanting them all to sing Christmas carols tonight at the party, and everyone is giving him like the hardest time about it. Like nobody wants to sing. Like just stop trying to make this a thing. And so anyway, but just thinking through what that's like, and having gotten to be a part of several really great parties like that where the management takes into consideration what would really delight and surprise people. Like we would do a raffle where there were all these prizes and stuff, and you could put in you got so many tickets that you could put in and win. And the one restaurant owner, he invited the staff, but also their most loyal customers, the regulars that came on Tuesday night type thing. And so they just made a big party out of getting to celebrate together. So there's a lot of things, but hospitality and Christmas has definitely been a part of my world for a very long time. I'll hand things back to you, Sean.
Amazing. Thank you, Elizabeth. We appreciate it. Barbecue Scuba Steve, Mr. Swiderski, congratulations from this community. He is a now married man, and he is on his honeymoon in Maui. He's joining us from his honeymoon. I think you just topped Troy. Troy joined us from Disneyland and from an airplane, but I don't know, joining from your honeymoon. You have a very loving wife.
I left her in bed. She's still sleeping.
Fair enough. Stephen, tell us a quick story.
You want the barbecue Christmas story, Sean, where I dressed up as Santa for breakfast?
Whatever you want to share, Stephen.
So early on, I decided to be very festive and do breakfast with Santa. I was Santa. Sean and I came up with the idea of let's have me bartend behind the bar dressed as Santa, which turned out to not be the best idea in the world. Made a lot of people upset with a childhood figure making cocktails at 7:00 in the morning, and pissed off a couple staff, pissed off a couple customers, and
not all marketing ideas are good ideas.
So yeah, that was pretty much the end of Cali Barbecue Santa by me. So
Stephen was a phenomenal Santa. I will give you that. See, Stephen did a great job. We have so many pictures of you with customers, you with my kids, you with employees being barbecue Santa.
But yeah, just happy to be able to jump in. I'm currently staring at the ocean. You guys can see.
Wow.
That's how close I am. And I'm getting
Are
ready
you
to go
in
jump
Maui
in the
or are you in
ocean.
Honolulu?
I'm in Maui. I'm actually in Lahaina.
Okay. How are you going to go to Pepper Lunch?
Oh, we have a layover in Honolulu on our way back.
How many hours?
2 hours?
That's not enough time.
It depends on how fast I move.
That's not enough time. You can't leave the airport and get back in. I know Troy. I know Troy does. That the food comes fast at Pepper Lunch, but that's not enough time.
I mean, there's online ordering.
Okay.
I
right.
can try. I can try to make it.
I'm going to advise you not to try.
Okay.
Maybe delivery.
Yeah, we would
deliver to the airport, Troy.
Yeah, tell Troy to deliver it to Steven on the plane. That sounds like a better plan.
Yeah, just wanted to hop on and say hi to everyone.
Oh,
and
congratulations, Steven.
Appreciate it, guys.
Congratulations, Steven.
Thank you.
Spencer, you're up.
Thank you. Spencer Michael from backofhouse.io. We love helping restaurants find the right technology. Steven, he's gone. I was going to give him recommendations and he's gone. Oh my goodness.
Oh, give him recommendations. We'll
hopefully he's listening. Steve, if you like Maui, if you haven't been before, there's 2 spots you got to go to. You have to go to Monkey Pod for their Mai Tai. Don't worry that it's $18. It's worth it, at least for one. And it's really good. Richard just fell off his not 18 pounds, Richard, $18. It's and then Star Noodle in Star Noodle, which is in Lahaina, and you go and you get the steam buns with the braised pork belly, and then you thank me later. So those are my recommendations. Okay. Hospitality, I think some of my finest memories around hospitality on the holidays is obviously my own parents' house. It was the more the merrier was always the attitude. I've carried that on. We live in a not a large house, but we try to fill it and it's, if anybody says, hey, can I bring this person? Absolutely. Why not? We can always find more room, even if we can't. My wife and I, when we got together and we lived in a small apartment, and there were friends of ours we worked with that didn't have anywhere to go. We're like, well, you're definitely coming to our place, even though we absolutely did not have room for them, but we weren't going to let them be alone. So the more the merrier definitely is always the attitude in our house. I love, we've got a fresh turkey being delivered to our house on the 24th. And I love more than anything making the best gravy you possibly can. It's my finest hour of cooking for the year is to make, reducing down all the juices from the turkey and everything you add to it, creating a roux from the fat from the turkey, and then mixing that all in and adding a bit of apple cider to it as well. I enjoy that more than I enjoy anything at Christmas. So if anybody who's coming over to my place will be well fed. I think in the restaurant business, I always felt that it was such a great time for our fellow staff members when we're on the front lines to really take time to just, support each other, because it was always such a busy time of year around the holidays. Any restaurant that I worked in, I know some restaurants, maybe if you're busier in the summer than you are in the winter, you might, Christmas time might be or the holidays might not be a time where you're busy, but most restaurants are really making a lot of money at this time of year. And the staff are extremely busy. And it can be stressful. It can be difficult at times. And those after hour, having a cocktail after you finish times and sharing stories and just sort of being with each other around the holidays after you help everyone else have their good time are some of my fondest memories. I really enjoy sitting around with staff and just enjoying ourselves, and probably staying later than the liquor inspector allowed the restaurant to have people in it, but that's okay. Don't tell any of my bosses that happened, but I think it's just, for me, it's such a great time of year. Even if you are working, when everyone else is sort of playing, supporting each other as staff. I think if you're working right now, if you're getting ready for a serving shift or a cooking shift tonight, just make sure that once you finish up, that you're there for each other, and you're make sure you're spreading the holiday cheer amongst the staff.
Amazing stuff. Appreciate you, Spencer. Dean LeBay, are you still with us? You need to turn on that studio lighting of yours. Maybe not. Dean, when you're ready to go, you let us know. Richard from the other side of the pond.
Good evening. Merry Christmas, everyone. I'm Richard from Richard Solutions. I help my clients be more amazing, which is always fun. And that's through consultancy, marketing, branding, coaching, mentoring, hospitality at Christmas. I thought I'd tell you, everybody's like telling really positive and cheerful stories, and I'm going to go the other way. First of all, I'm wearing my Die-Hard Christmas jumper in tribute to Hans Gruber, who was, brutally murdered at the hands of the LA police force without a trial.
So now jumper means it doesn't come with pants. This is just the top.
Just the top. But
so it's not like a jumper. There's no overalls, because that's what I think of when I think of jumper.
We'll come back to that. Yeah, but I'm going to tell you a Christmas horror story, because this is going back to, I think it was Christmas 2006. Yeah, Christmas 2006, 2007. And my biggest client at the time, I said, right, what do you want for Christmas? We'll go and do something cool together. And we went out drinking, may have drank a little bit too much. And I said, right, what do you want to do? I'll get it sorted, because we've had a great year together. Let's do something cool. No, the client is not always right. I'm going to be really controversial here. Hospitality can go wrong. The client is not always right. She said, please, can you get tickets for the Spice Girls reunion tour? That's 90 minutes of my life I will never get back. I ended up taking this client and 4 other people into a corporate hospitality and had to watch the Spice Girls. And I'm like, it was the longest 90 minutes I think I've ever had in my life. And I watched the Cleveland Browns. This was horrendous. So if you ask your clients, what do they want for Christmas? And they say the Spice Girls, run. Just run. You're working with the wrong client. And in fairness, I really like this client, and I should drop them a little message on LinkedIn, say hello. Because even though we don't work together, we're still in touch. But genuinely, don't ask your clients what you want.
It's a no on Spice Girls. Does that mean it's a no on David Beckham also?
I mean, when he plays football for England, that's okay. But it's just the music. I don't mind the actual Spice Girls.
It's just the music.
Good one, Mike. So if you ask your clients what they want, what they really, really want, zig a zig, no.
That entire story was a setup for that punchline. Well done. I don't even know if that story existed.
You know what, Spencer? I thought of that line halfway through, and I was like, I'm going to roll with this. But honestly, 90 minutes of my life I will not get back.
Well, we wish we had video of Richard enjoying the Spice Girls conference.
I had to fake it. I had to fake it for 90 minutes. When to become one? No.
Laura Wilberg, you're up. Welcome.
Hey, happy holidays, everybody. Elizabeth, I like the spirit with the hat, and Richard, the jumper, which before we leave that, I too, still can't get over that you call a sweater a jumper. And I mean, come on. A jumper is like a jumpsuit.
It's a jumpsuit.
It's overalls.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Laura.
Okay. I thought we were coming back.
I don't know, Spencer. What do they do in Canada? Is it called a jumper? Does Richard have on a jumper?
Well, this would be a hoodie or a sweater, but
that's what we call it.
In Saskatchewan, they call this a bunny hug.
A bunny hug.
Nobody knows what is going on in Saskatchewan with those people, but a bunny hug. Never heard of it
I'm
anywhere
gonna
else.
Use that for sure.
That's good.
We got a bunch of friends at 7 shifts.
Laura is wearing a toque currently. It is a toque.
Is it scarf a toque?
No. On your head is a toque. Yes, it is.
Okay.
It is French. Toque. Toque. I never heard it called anything else in my life until I went down when I moved to California. They're like, "Oh, nice beanie." I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
Wait, a bunny hug. Is that
a bunny hug?
Yeah.
And a
I'm
toque.
writing
there you go.
down. Okay.
Bunny hug. Wow.
That's good. I'm doing my mind map of all of your good
Yeah,
ideas from
the
hospitality.
forget about the jumper. We're all on bunny hug now.
We are.
You're off the
Absolutely.
hook, Richard. Go ahead, Laura.
Well, I'm Laura, and I believe showing up is 80% of success. And I was so happy to be able to show up with all of you to wish you happy holidays and Merry Christmas today. For business, I'm in the business of showing up for my restaurant clients and bringing friends. By friends, I mean millions of expense account diners who are traveling for business, looking for great restaurants for dine-in, carry-out, catering, and private events. Really excited about 2026 and a lot of incredible brands that will be partnering up with our corporate and government clients, and want to thank this community for your referrals and connections, and to Sean's team for meeting with me. Really grateful for all of you. And as far as hospitality stories go, we at Dinova we do a holiday dinner in a couple different cities because we all work remote. The company's headquartered in Atlanta. The closest place for me to attend was Grapevine, Texas. So we did a dinner at our partners, Firebird's Wood Fire Grill. Their staff decorated the restaurant so beautifully. They have a brand new, really beautiful bar. And then they have a semi-private room with all glass. And they just, put a beautiful garland all over all the windows, a beautiful tree, had just a very festive, warm experience with my colleagues. And speaking of hospitality, my colleagues, Meredith and Layla, who live in Texas, every time I come to Texas, they make sure that they give me some sort of sweet gift. So Meredith, if I'm staying in a hotel, she'll come by the hotel and drop off a little goodie bag with electrolyte replacement and a journal or something thoughtful. So our team really does it great with the hospitality. And I was going to ask Mike if he could find a picture on my LinkedIn to show, but while I was in Grapevine, I went to a holiday lunch with my client, Linda, and we went to Chicken and Pickle. We were not playing pickleball, but I wanted to see this place because I do like pickleball, but I also am always looking for great locations for team building events for our corporate and government clients when they're trying to get together and have fun. So I posted a picture on LinkedIn and a video. They have this unbelievable Christmas pop-up that they've turned into a ski lodge. And Elizabeth, it really looks like it's a Hallmark set. It's just incredible. So if you get a chance to check out that post on my LinkedIn, you'll get to see this. And then a story of restaurant hospitality from years ago. Our family spends the weekend before Christmas in San Francisco every year. We've been doing it since I was about 10 years old. And, rain or shine, and it looks like the forecast is calling for rain this year. So I don't know, Richard, what do we call a raincoat in London or in England?
You can go with a barber or jacket.
Barber.
Okay, a barber. All right, I haven't heard of that.
It's a brand. So you set a barber jacket.
Okay, all right.
A barber or a jacket or a Mac.
That's what I was thinking of, a Mac. Is that a brand?
No, it's short for Macintosh, not Apple.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we went, thank you. We went to, one year we were in San Francisco and they were doing a Santa crawl and the city was just like mobbed with all these Santas. We were at a restaurant in Fisherman's Wharf called Cafe Pescatore. One of the Santas stopped at our table and gave our daughter Sarah a Barbie. And I think she was probably 5 years old at the time. She was so excited about this. So years later, I asked her where she wanted to go to celebrate her birthday, and she wanted to go to San Francisco, back to that restaurant. And I think it was her 15th birthday, and we were able to take 3 of her girlfriends. I wrote on my reservation notes on Open Table about the story of how Santa gave her a Barbie. We show up for our daughter's birthday dinner. They have reserved the best table in the house. The restaurant was completely packed. And they've decorated the table with birthday party hats, confetti, and a little gift bag with a Barbie in it for our 15-year-old daughter, Sarah's birthday. To me, I have not seen hospitality like that. That requires so much work and thoughtfulness on the part of the general manager at the restaurant. I don't know who did that, but I will be going back and sharing with their team now. Again, this was wow. This was 20 years ago that the original Barbie story happened, and then 10 years ago for the 15th birthday. But I'm still talking about it as kind of a best in class example of what you can do to make somebody feel really special at your restaurant.
I love it. Unreasonable hospitality. Great story, Laura. Thank you so much. Ward, you're up. How you doing, my friend?
Good, great. Thanks again for allowing me on the pitch last Friday.
Of course, great job.
Really enjoyed it. Ward Oldgreen, I'm the COO of redonion.ai. We basically bring actionable intelligence, which is a better version of AI than most AI, to brands where we utilize 70 plus different data resources to ultimately identify and illuminate the shifts in every guest's purchase activity down to menu spend and frequency. So we're just trying to educate them as to when you do this, you can anticipate this to make better decisions. I'll follow a long line with Troy. My only difference is I tip people who don't get tips. Those McDonald's I go to almost every morning, because if you haven't joined the McDonald's app only for the $1.50 Egg McMuffin every morning, that's a good reason. But there's a gentleman there who always opens the door. He always keeps the place clean. And I always slip him like $20, maybe 2 or 3 times during the holidays. But I just try to give to the people who don't expect it. That's enjoyable. Tipping people that already get tipped, that's good as well. But it's nice to just surprise somebody with a little bit of money. As far as hospitality, you mentioned a great time of year for hospitality. I'll just always say that hard to find hospitality at a kiosk. So at the table, our industry is still designed to be served at the table with hot food, fresh by a person who cares. So try to dine in at locations as much as you can. And what am I working on? I'm still working to get my face out there more often. I am actually, for the first time, using AI, where I'm using ChatGPT, where I sent one of our 85-page decks and sent to them, said I want a 12-part series focusing on this, and this. And they come back to you in series, because at some point, because I'm using the free version, it says, we've already done enough analysis so far, check back tomorrow. So it takes quite a while to get it back done. So I'm refining that to start pushing that out, probably beginning Christmas Day, because I think that's when the first day of 12 days of Christmas starts. And then we'll see how that turns out. Awesome. Other than that, happy holidays, everybody. Be safe, be smart, be selfless.
Happy holidays, Ward. That was a great story about taking care of the people that don't get tipped. I love that. Jason E. Brooks in the house. Happy holidays, my friend.
Happy holidays. And thank you, Jason E. Brooks. I am founder of CoachLens.ai. Now, CoachLens.ai started because of Sean Walchef. Okay, sort of. Did you know that when I first started on my own business venture, the first thing I did was launch a book and go on stage. I went on stage at the Bar and Restaurant Expo in Las Vegas, March 2024. And when I did that, I was reaching out to different podcasts about, hey, I got this book. I'm a restaurant guy. Put me on your show. Not quite like that, but similar. Sean said yes. When he put me on the show, he also invited me to come on to this Rising Tide. And he said, everyone here, I want you all to buy Jason's book. Jason, we're going to support you. And I was like, oh man, this is damn awesome. And like 90% of people actually did buy my book that was on his show, that was on that day. Since then, I've sold almost 2,000 books of that book. That was a self-published book wrote by moi. And I've also wrote 2 more books and released 2 more books. The most recent one was the 48 Laws of Coaching, a spin on power. And so from all of this is why this Coach Lens is getting back to Sean here. Follow me. So from all of this, the teachings that I've made, I went back and said, why do people keep booking me? Why do companies keep bringing me in to do workshops? Half of it is because of what I speak to about multi-unit managers. Now, I've done over 10,000 field visits, 10,000 restaurant visits that I'm walking in. It's not my restaurant. And I'm walking through, seeing what's going on and giving them feedback. And when I did a workshop with a bunch of brands at this one conference, they said, we all need this. And I'm like, how can I put this into people's pocket as a mini Jason Brooks? So I created CoachLens.ai. Now, CoachLens.ai, it gives multi-unit managers a structured way to coach, not just inspect. So instead of walking stores, writing notes, and hoping something sticks, they get a prioritized coaching plan tied to the 4 fundamentals operators care about. It makes field visits more consistent, faster, and actually impactful. So Coach Lens AI is now in its MVP form, and it fully launches. That's our plan in April of 2026. There are 6 brands lined up, 40 to 60 pilots. And I've been working on this week, drilling down the MVP version to make sure I don't outdream what the initial launch should be. So that's what I've been working on for today, all week, and for like the back half of this year. Now, a holiday story. Now, my wife and I actually met in a restaurant. She was a server and I was a cook. I was a fry guy at the time. And we met Great Plains Cattle Company, Fayetteville, North Carolina. She eventually became one of their bartenders. I eventually became unemployed because back then I was a knucklehead and the owner didn't like the fact that I was dating one of the hottest servers. So since then, she's been the queen of making drinks. I've been the king of cooking food. And we've always had big get-togethers for the holidays, even when I'm home, the times that I get to be home. When I'm home, I cook dinner 90% of the time. I will break it down from scratch. I will do everything. It takes me 3 to 4 hours each day just to make dinner. I'm a dinner guy. And for the holidays, we always have a ton of people over because that's what we've, ever since we've met, that's what we've done. We've been together for 30 years now. Amazing. We have a wonderful family. And for the holidays, whether it's Thanksgiving or Christmas Day, I usually do a brisket. Sean, you would be proud. I usually do a brisket for one of the 2, and we'll load that baby at about 2 a.m. the night before. So on Christmas Eve, 2 a.m., load that bad boy up and have a big old spread. And that's how we keep how we met going to today, with big meals while she pours the drinks and I make the food from scratch. So that's my holiday story.
Very cool. Congratulations on the CoachLens.ai. That sounds amazing. This community, as always, will be there to support you, Jason. Fantastic story. Dean LeBay has the lights on. Studio lights are looking good, my friend. You are up.
Well, thank you, Sean. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. You're a good man. I don't care what everybody else on the team says about you. Good. You are all right.
Good. I appreciate it.
Dean LeBay, LA_BAY, New Orleans, a retired paperclip salesman, now working for Cali Barbecue Media as a marketing consultant. What's the question? What's hospitality this time of year? What's the question?
Give us a holiday story, a hospitality holiday story.
Okay. All right. Hospitality story. All right. Growing up in a small town, I've got 4 brothers. In fact, one of them's birthday's today, Devin, my youngest brother. He's 56. But growing up in a small town, when Christmas would come around, my mother would make like apple pies and peach pies, and we'd take a bunch of them and we'd always drop them off to. In our particular case, we'd drop them off. Mama would make us. Mama would drive us to like the church choir director, Miss Mary John Brock, and she'd make us go knock on the door, and it was always her husband that come to the door and answered it because he knew who we were, and he would of course get the pies. But that was our little Christmas thing that we did. My mother liked to bake, and you know, you got 5 boys at home, you learn how to cook and that kind of stuff. So those were our Christmases, and as I've grown older, it's changed. Like for me, I got me and my daughter, but I'll be spending the next couple of days. Troy talked about tipping, and I think Ward and Jason said something about tipping. What I do is just, it's really not a big deal, but I actually go and visit like nursing homes where nobody knows me. And I try to go and find somebody that needs somebody to talk to. And I don't know, it's just, I haven't forgotten what it's like to be there. And I don't ever want to forget, because this community, you know, it helped me kind of pull up out of that. So that's what I do. That's what I do for me. I spend time with my daughter. I was going to tell Joyce, I'm glad she's here, because it's always good to have a good person, new person come on. But that's it. You know, I'm enjoying the season as much as I can. I don't know. Merry Christmas, everybody, and thanks for having me.
Amazing stuff, Dean LeBay. We appreciate it. It's been amazing. We're having one more show. So Friday is a Pitch the Tide show. And then we're going to take 2 weeks off. We will start back up again Wednesdays, Fridays, starting at the top of the year. So if anybody's watching this, listening to this, and you want to host and you want to talk about things in 2026, please email us, podcast@calibbq.media. You can host a show. You can tell us a topic. You can pitch the tide. This is a community show. A rising tide lifts all ships. And we're going to have a packed year in 2026. It is going to be super busy, lots of events, lots of shows, lots of content, lots of storytelling. Elizabeth, why don't you go ahead and kick us off? What's your tip, takeaway, homework assignment? Wrap up 2026 for us.
Well, it's been amazing. Side note, if you jump on your LinkedIn on your app, it will give you your year in review, just like your Spotify Wrapped. So it's kind of fun to go in and see all those things. And one thing that it told me today, Sean, was that you were the person I have connected with the most.
Sweet.
This year, which I thought was so fun. But I think it's because of the show and that we get to do this.
Elizabeth, did you come out as a catalyst?
I did come out as a catalyst. Did you?
Yeah, I want to change it from catalyst to fire starter.
They give you like this title because of how many interactions and you know. And I do love that it tells you, like, it told me I was in the top 5% of LinkedIn users, which also should let you know, because I don't do a whole lot, but not a lot of people create content on LinkedIn, you guys. It's still, that is still the case. So it's still the wild, wild west there. So I wanted to say that. I know we've been talking about jumpers and sweaters and bunny hugs and situations, but Troy earlier, I believe, said a peppermint cane. And I was like, do you know, like, he was trying to think of the word of candy cane. And he's like, peppermint stick.
Peppermint cane.
Peppermint cane.
Stick.
Yeah, peppermint stick.
He did say that.
Anyway, that made me laugh just because we love giving Troy a hard time. But no, Merry Christmas to everyone. And I hope you have a wonderful time with your friends and family. I'll hand things back to you, Sean.
We appreciate you, Elizabeth. Spencer, you're up. Tip, takeaway, homework assignment. Wrap up 2026 for us.
Well, thank you again always for having me on here. It's always such a great positive experience. And Sean, thank you. Thank you for putting all this together. 2025 has been. I got an amazing team. I appreciate it, but like I have to shout out Mike. He's taken over producer duties for Stover, but even the people that aren't on the call, this thing has come a long way. And to be honest with you, Spencer, like it would be nothing if you guys didn't show up.
You guys mean everything. I mean, it's truly as a rising tide lifts all ships. So thank you.
Oh, I think we all appreciate it. And so my 2025 would definitely not be the same without finding this and stumbling upon it and having the ability to just sort of join in with here. So thank you to all of you. And thank you to Sean for putting this together. So, but I think, Dean, I love that story of just showing up to a nursing home and, you know, I remember visiting my grandmother in a nursing home, and you're right. It can be a lonely place at times, and people just need someone to say hello. That's such an awesome story. I love that, and I think that's something we can all take away right now. I did just general. My takeaway is what an incredible group of stories about being hospitable and providing just a special moment for others. And it doesn't have to be this time of year, but of course it is a great time of year where you're able to do that. So, and then I think my homework is to get Richard Spice Girls tickets for the next time they are in town. Or maybe just enroll him into the Spice Girls fan club without him knowing. That might be my homework. So, but Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Thank you, everybody.
Awesome. Thanks you. Jason E. Brooks, go for it.
Tip takeaway homework. First is when I'm in Maui, take the tips from Spencer. Next time I'm in Firebirds. By the way, Firebirds is headquartered in Charlotte, North Carolina, which is where I'm at. So next time I'm in Firebirds, I'm just going to have a pineapple martini that they make some wonderful ones of. And by the way, Laura, my wife actually collects Barbie dolls and sells them for like hundreds of dollars. I don't know what she's sprinkling on top those things whenever she's in eBay, but she will buy them and flip them like they're houses. But takeaway homework is just be sure to think about others whenever it is the holiday season. Yes, it's good that we think that we do whenever we buy presents and do stuff like that. But like everyone here knows, there's no need to repeat it. It's what we it's the time we spend with others, not what we do for them, but the time we spend with others. And Dean pointed that out so graciously. So that is my tip, takeaway, and homework.
Amazing stuff. Laura, you're up.
Okay, like I said, I took notes, and something, Dean, you always inspire me. I appreciate you so much and your spirit of hospitality, cheering on others. You've been such a great role model to me, so thank you for that. Your story about your mama's pies got me thinking about the fact that I used to cook biscotti and give that to my neighbors, and I'm not sure that anyone liked it, but I love it. And so in the idea, Jason, of you saying, you know, the time we spend together, I put on my list, bake biscotti and bring it to San Francisco. That is not realistic. I have so much work to do before I leave for the city. So instead, I'm gonna ask my adult kids if they want to bake with me over sometime over Christmas. And it's something that we haven't done together in a long time. So I always get inspired by all of you, and I'd like to sign up to host or co-host a couple shows.
Awesome.
One that I really love is something about creating a vision board, and I have some really cool success stories about things I put on my board that have appeared in my life. So encourage everyone listening to be thinking about, what do you want for your life in 2026, and maybe cut out some pictures or some words or something that you could just glue onto a poster board. I went to this place called Hobby Lobby for the first time. Elizabeth, anybody heard of Hobby Lobby? Okay. I never have gone to one or
Blasphemy, first time. What? What in the world is going on around here?
I didn't even know about this place, but we have one in Oceanside. And Sean lives here in San Diego. You know where that is. So I went over there. I could not believe this place. I've been overpaying for everything. And the foam boards that I usually get at, CVS or whatever store for $8, or more, are $1.99 at Hobby Lobby. So get yourself a foam board, start collecting magazines and cutting out words that you want in your life and pictures. so that when we can get together and talk about a vision board, if that fits with the show, sometime in 2026. And then also another one about best practices for salespeople. Some of you have been salespeople. All of us have been called on by salespeople. You know, what tips can we give salespeople for 2026 to help them be successful and to not get blocked? Yes, exactly. Not get blocked by the restaurant operators that they want to work with.
Awesome stuff, Laura. We appreciate you. Richard, you're up. Wrap us up 2026, and then Dean.
Yeah, thank you. And I'm going to start off with a thank you to the community. It's been a really interesting year for me. I've felt very supported by people with messages, support in posts, phone calls, Zooms. I've had the privilege of working with some of you, like meeting some of you as well. It's just been a joy. And to build on something Jason said, I was working with somebody today, and I've kind of been thinking about this for a long time, but I want to collect experiences, not things. And it's just something that's really, really resonated. So that's going to be my takeaway, is to collect experiences, not things, but not experiences with the Spice Girls.
Amazing stuff, Richard. We're grateful to you. Dean LeBay, go ahead.
Takeaway. Something I took away this year and the last couple of years on the Rising Tide is basically this: we are better together. Together as a group, we're better than we are by ourselves. And the tip is this: to continue to grow, we need to bring more people to meet with the Rising Tide and understand a lot of these things that they have on LinkedIn. They're about somebody's trying to sell or trying to get your email, and that's not what this group is. This group is about. It's not about, you know, giving a handout. It's about giving a hand up, you know, lifting each other up, and that's what this group does well. And so anyway, that's my tip as we go into 2026. You know, listen, dream big, go for the gusto. You know, live life to the max, no regrets. And I love y'all. Because of y'all, I'm able to be in New Orleans with my daughter, and it would not be possible without this group. So thank you, Sean.
Amazing. And I'll end with a story from New York about holiday hospitality with a different lens. As you know, we say often that the truth vibrates the fastest. And I'm filled with gratitude for an incredible year, all kinds of amazing opportunities. The fact that I got to go to New York City with the Walchef Wolfpack with my son, my daughter, my wife, go and experience it, see the city through their eyes for the first time, take my family to the Statue of Liberty, to Central Park, Rockefeller Center, One Summit, which is a building on top of New York City that overlooks the entire place. But the story that I'm going to share is my wife and I, we were hesitant, extremely hesitant, to the point where we did not want to take them to ground zero. We were concerned about my 8-year-old son and my 6-year-old daughter having to try to explain what happened on 9/11. And we went to the Statue of Liberty in the morning. We bought tickets ahead of time. It was cold. It was beautiful. We went there, and then afterwards we walked. We walked from the Battery Park to Wall Street. I actually got to tell my son and my daughter that I got to go to Wall Street when Toast went public. So it was a really cool experience to show my wife and my kids, you know, a big celebration, a big point in our lives, being a part of that public IPO for Toast. But then after that, we walked over to Ground Zero. We actually decided to go. And when we went, trying to explain to an adult, let alone to a child, you know, the act of terror, how could something like that happen, where these two huge holes in the ground where water is cascading and people are gathering to remember those who had lost their lives. But my daughter, when I was explaining it to her, she said, "Dad, I thought that buildings were stronger than planes." And it's really tough to hear that come from a little girl, because I told her I believe that too. As an adult, I thought so too. but now looking back, I'm so happy that I took my son and my daughter and my wife. Hospitality is having the difficult conversations. The scars are just as important as the things that we celebrate. And I know the holidays can be tough on a lot of people, but I encourage us in this community to have difficult conversations with those that we love, even though sometimes they're really hard, because I'm happy that we did that as a family. And I know it's not something that you think of as hospitality, but I love this community, and I just wanted to share that because it meant so much to me to be there with them, to remember them, to remember the people that lost their lives, but also to be grateful for the courage that we have to be able to continue to do amazing work that we do in this community. So thank you all. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Please come on Friday. We're pitching the Tide. You guys are amazing. Jason, Dean, Richard, Spencer, Elizabeth, Laura, Mike, thank you for producing. And we hope you guys have an awesome Wednesday. Thank you.
Sean, before you go, something that came to mind on your daughter's comment about planes being stronger or buildings being stronger than planes. The first thing I thought about, and thank you for sharing that story, absolutely beautiful. But I did think about how sometimes smaller things can bring down bigger things. And so what do we do to make ourselves stronger so that we are not vulnerable to the little things?
Great point. Well, we appreciate you guys. You guys are all amazing. Thank you for allowing us to do this. Rising tide lifts all ships. We will catch you all on Friday. Thank you.
Happy holidays.